guys, Preacher 357 here. Glad you guys could come out, but before we begin our video, I thought I'd better address something that's probably pretty obvious to everyone right off the bat, and that is that today I look even more handsome and suave and debonair than normal. And that's because I went and I got my hair done. And I did that because I wanted to make sure I was as beautiful as I possibly could be for this video. Because the subject of this video is, well, let's just say, she's a little homely and a little bit chunky. And I don't mean in the curvy, voluptuous kind of way either. And when you're talking about a gun that's homely and chunky, you can only be talking about one or two things, and I'm not talking about a high point here. I'm talking about a Glock. Specifically, the Glock 19. She ain't pretty. That's all I can say about it. They're not gorgeous guns, but they sure will shoot. So let's take a few shots right off the bat. What do you say? Let's just put a few down the pipe here. See if I can hit any here. Well, I missed that one, didn't I? Well, I nicked him there. Apparently, you got to line the sights up if you want to hit something. Because, you know, when I didn't line the sights up, I missed that cowboy. Who'd have known? I wish somebody told me that before. Made this a whole lot easier. And that's all of them. Yeah, she shot, and that was even some of that old ugly aluminum cased ammunition there that I bought. Because I'm a moron and can't read a box. But, you know, I think the Glock is going to shoot it just fine. And that's the good thing about a Glock, is that they tend to feed whatever you want to put in the magazine. They're just reliable guns. They've got a reputation for being reliable. I'm not saying they're necessarily more reliable than an M&P. Those are extremely reliable as well. Or a SIG, 320. Those are exceptionally reliable guns as well. So I'm not saying they're necessarily more reliable than other guns, but they are reliable. They are a great gun. And I hated these guns for a very long time. I think I mentioned that in the Carry Guns Part 3 video that I did. If you saw that, this is one of the guns that I do carry on occasions. And I did not like Glocks. I do not like the grip angle on them. They have a different grip angle than most guns. Most guns tend to have the same grip angle as like a 1911. That's a very natural, ergonomic feeling grip angle. This one has a little bit steeper angle, so you have to roll your wrist a little bit more in order to get on target with them. And a lot of people don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the aesthetics of it. I didn't think they were pretty guns. They're kind of blocky. Some people will call them blocks instead of Glocks. And, I didn't care for them for several years. And then I decided to buy one. Actually, it wasn't this one. I bought a Glock 20 in 10 millimeter. It said, you know what, this shoots pretty good. This isn't too bad. And then I ran across this one for a steal, like $399 at a place that was going out of business. And you can't hardly beat that for a brand new Gen 4, which is what this is, Glock 19, in the sniper gray. I don't know if you can see the sniper gray there of the frame, which I kind of like. I like a little bit of the different colors. I'm not big on flat dark earth. It's not too bad, but this was a little bit more subtle than that. And I thought it would look really nice with the Talon grips, which I put on there, which I think it does. I think it's very attractive, at least as attractive as a Glock can be with those on there. But after I shot this gun and got used to this gun, because I really struggled with it when I first got it. But once I got to knowing this gun a little bit better and I got used to it, I started to really appreciate what it is. And it's one of those cases where function over form is what a Glock is about. And there's a certain beauty and elegance in the simplicity of it. And in the inelegance of it, I guess you could say in some ways. There's something really nice about the Glock. Once I really took the time to appreciate it for what it is. And, we never talk about whether our hammers are pretty or whether our screwdrivers are pretty. But we want our guns to be pretty, right? But in the end, they're all tools. And it's about how well they do the job, not how they look. Though obviously we want nice looking guns if we can get them. But the longer I've had this gun, the less ugly it seems to me. And I guess you just start appreciating it for what it is, and it grows on you, and you start to see some beauty in the design of it. And it's extremely, extremely reliable, and it shoots really well. And I think the way you have to roll your wrist forward with this grip angle actually helps you with the recoil and helps you stay on target. So let's shoot a few more rounds here. I got some more of this old aluminum case ammo here I'm going to shoot up, which makes me sick because I can't reload these cartridges. I mean, some people I think actually do reload aluminum, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to be tossing all of these cases, and that's just a loss when you spend almost the same amount for cases you're not going to reuse. But it's still going to go down range. I'm sure this Glock is still going to shoot it, so let's go ahead and shoot a little more here. Let's see what we can do with it. See if I can hit that little target to get here in a second too. Well, I just dropped that other one back down. I don't even know where I'm going now. There we go. Well, I think I just nicked him again. He's shaking a little bit. Have I told you guys how much I hate them little targets and how much I wish I had not put those things up? Oh, the fact that they're there makes me have to shoot at them. And it makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing on video. Which I may not know what I'm doing, but I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing, right? I want to look like I'm an expert, even though I'm not an expert. I guess that's just some pride. I guess I need to work on that, right? Pride comes before a fall, so it's about time I fell down flat on my face. Struggling. So I'm going to have to shoot some more. Just bear with me. I'm having fun here. Bear with me. These are actually one of the Magpul magazines here, which I've had no problem with. And they stick out a little bit further than the original Glock magazines. So there is that. But they seem to work really well. I've got 2 or 3 of them, though I couldn't find all my mags. That's really annoying. You guys have that problem too? You go to get your mags and you can't find all of them? Even though you always keep them in the same place and they're missing? Probably going to have to blame my wife for that. Now, she didn't have anything to do with it, which normally she doesn't, but I always blame her because otherwise it'd be my fault because we're the only 2 that live here. So if she didn't lose it, that means I lost it, and I'm not going to blame myself. Well, that'd have to be crazy to do that, right? All right. I don't know where I'm going. Well, I'm having to drop it down a little bit. Yeah, I just rushed that one again there. I'm getting in a rush if you hadn't noticed. And that's what usually happens with semi-autos. I get in a rush. I tend to shoot really fast with the semi-autos, whereas with the revolvers, I'm more likely to take my time a little bit. But you just get to going, and then, you know, you don't ever want to stop. You just blow ammunition, and the next thing you know, you're pulling up like a 30-something round magazine to stick down in there. And you're just going to blow tons of ammunition, right? Let's see if it'll feed with this thing here. Some people have had trouble with these, but I've never had any issue with this one. So now it's not going to feed, right? As soon as I say that. Kind of like when the guy's up at the free throw line, they say he hadn't missed a free throw in 3 years, and he misses both of them, right? There we go. Oh, we have got a malfunction. I've got a malfunction with the Glock. They said it couldn't happen. They said it was impossible for a Glock to fail. Well, But look at there. Got a stovepipe. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it probably has something to do with this magazine or the fact I'm shooting this crappy ammo. I'm going to say it's probably not Glock's fault. I'm going to say it's probably because of this aluminum ammo and that magazine that resulted in that. So I'm going to say this Glock is still pretty reliable, since I think that's the first failure I can remember ever having with it. So, and I rarely use this thing with this Glock 19. I actually bought this magazine to go with my Ruger PC9 carbine, which maybe I'll show you sometime. So got a round or two left in here. And a miss on the last one. All right, we're going to have to load up some more magazines because I'm just having too good a time. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever that number after 7 is left of those aluminum case 9mm cartridges there. So I'm going to load them up. And then I got some of this Aguila 9mm Luger ammunition, full metal jacket, and some of this fancy Cellier and Belot, or as we say here in the South, Cellar and Bellet. Got some of that ammo as well. So let's load some of this stuff up and do a little bit more shooting. And I'm not going to sit here and make you watch that, so I'm going to cut and do this without you watching me, because it makes me nervous for y'all to watch me do this. All right, guys, I got some more magazines loaded up here. So we're going to do a little bit more shooting, and I guess I'll try to lob some out there at that 80-yard target and miss pathetically and waste a lot of time, and you know, that's the fun of it, right? If it's out there, I got to shoot at it. I mean, I've got to challenge myself, and that's what a lot of this is about, challenging yourself, pushing your limits a little bit, because I expect at some point I'm going to be able to hit that thing with every gun I've got anytime I want to, right? Well, maybe not. It's a little far for a handgun, and depending on the cartridge you're using, some of those you're having to hold over so much, and differences in velocity can make a big difference. But you know, hopefully there'll come a time when I will be good enough that I can pretty much take any decent velocity cartridge and hit a target that's that far away. But who knows? Even Hickok misses, and he's been doing it for however many years now, at 40 years, 50 years, I guess, or so. When he talks about buying his first gun back in the early 70s. So, you know, I'm not quite that old. Don't have quite that much experience, but don't know if I'll ever live long enough to have that much experience, but we'll see. You never know, right? Well, let's throw a few more rounds down range here, but I don't know what else to say about the Glock 19 or Glocks in general that, you know, hasn't been said a million times. This gun's been around for over 30 years now. It's one of the most popular guns. You know, it's the standard bearer. It's the standard by which most other striker-fired polymer frame guns are judged. You know, it's what everyone looks to as the ideal, right? All these makers are trying to beat the Glock 19. That's the way it's always been. Now, you know, obviously now we're seeing with the P365 and some of these other guns a new wave of interest, you know, and even before that with the single stacks, when they were popular for concealed carry, that became the thing to do, right? And the Shield was kind of the one to beat at one time. But you know, this really has been one of the standard bearers in the industry, and for good reason. It's a really good gun. Glock got it right, you know, on the first attempt pretty much. You know, they've made a few refinements, but this is basically the same gun that they came out with in the 80s with the Glock 17, right? Just a little bit smaller. But, you know, and they've made a few changes. This has a different recoil spring than the original. You know, they've changed the size of the magazine release, and they've done a few different things over the years. Put finger grooves, taken finger grooves off, and what have you. But they're basically the same firearm. And they're really, really good firearms. They're great guns. And, you know, you can't hardly beat one. You may like something else better, but you can never say this isn't a good gun, or this isn't a wonderful choice for carry or for range or for whatever. It's kind of a do-it-all gun. And that's why the 19 was so popular even over like the 17 or over even the smaller ones like the 26. You know, this is one that's fun to shoot at the range, but at the same time, it's small enough to carry two, so it was kind of the best of both worlds. And you could say that in a lot of ways it still is, even with some of these new guns that are coming out, that this one is still the best of both worlds, and it kind of is a really good blend of a lot of different things. So my dogs are going insane. That means my wife must be home. But anyway, let's do a little bit more shooting and scare my wife now that she's pulled up. All right, let's see what we can do here. Well, apparently we can't. That's what we can't. Well, I can't find the right one. Surely it hadn't changed. Well, you know what? I did just change ammunition, didn't I? My point of impact may have changed a little bit. I was holding the same place I was holding with that aluminum case, and I wasn't hitting anything. And that may be what it was. I changed ammunition, so I may have a little bit different point of impact. So let me see if I can figure it out again. Well, let's see on this board. I'm even missing those. The only thing about a Glock I don't like is they tend to throw brass back at you sometimes. Of all the guns I've ever shot, I think a Glock hits me in the face more than any of them. Let's see here. And I missed that one too. But let's just keep going. I don't want to stop. I'm not sure where the hold on this is. There it goes. Before it was taking a low, like a 6 o'clock hold, and it was hitting. That's where I was needing to go, but now 6 o'clock's not seeming to do it. I'm having to raise it up, I think, a little bit. But let's see. No, it was at 6 o'clock again that time when I finally got it. Well, I finally got it. That's, I don't know. And now I can't even hit that big plate down there. Well, I'm about to give up. All right, let me slow down and see what I'm doing here. No. There we go. Apparently out there 35 yards, I've got to take a little higher hold. All right, we got a few left. Let's lob a few down here, and then we'll call it a day. We're losing daylight here, and my wife's probably going to be mad at me for making too much noise now that she's home. So let's do that real quick. All right, guys, I'm going to lob a few down here. I don't know how many I got left exactly. There's a few. And I'm going to try to stay out of the way because I got in the way last video. If you saw that, I don't know if you saw the comments that Smitty put on the screen last time. I made the mistake of letting him do some video editing and called me a big redneck, which kind of hurt my feelings. You know, we've made up now, but it still kind of hurts. But anyway, I'm gonna see what I can do here and see if maybe I can get this thing here. We're probably just under 70 yards if I had to guess from here. Well, I think I just got it. Right in front of it. don't know where these are even going. I hit it one time, I believe. Well, that's all she wrote. I have to think I just need to give up on even shooting at this thing, as bad as I've been doing here lately, but it is what it is. I guess I could sit out here and shoot all day and edit together a string of me hitting it every single time and make myself look good, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather just be honest and show you when I can hit and when I can't. But I've had days when I was able to hit that plate pretty well with this gun. I've just been struggling at distance here lately for some reason. And be honest, part of that has to do with the fact with the pandemic and the price of ammo and the scarcity of it and not being able to find components to reload, that I went, well over a year barely even shooting. I was trying to conserve ammo, and if I shot once a month, I was doing good. And sometimes it wasn't even that. Just because I just couldn't find any ammo or any components to replace what I had in stock. And even though I had quite a bit, I didn't know how long it was going to last. And so I really cut back on my shooting a lot until just the last several months. And the fact is, when I started going back and shooting and doing a little bit more again is when I decided I wanted to do this channel. So, it really wasn't until October or November of last year that I really started picking up my shooting again, when you started to see ammo a little bit on the shelves around here. And I felt comfortable with actually doing that. So it's only really been a few months I've really kind of started being back into the swing of things. And I think my ability to hit, my accuracy was affected by that. So hopefully as I do some more shooting and I'm out here on the range a lot more now, that we'll see that accuracy increase, and maybe I'll make some better videos going forward. But I appreciate you guys coming out. God bless you. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Oh, one more thing. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get all my videos, because I ain't got enough subscribers. And I need more likes. I need to get in that algorithm they're talking about, so YouTube will push my videos out and more people will see them. So like and subscribe. Now y'all take care.